The nitrogen cycle. Most of Earth's nitrogen is found in the atmosphere as nitrogen gas, making the atmosphere, which is 78% nitrogen, the main nitrogen reservoir, or sink. Animals inhale the nitrogen in the air when they breathe. However, this nitrogen is not used by the animals. Even though nitrogen is a key component of many vitamins, proteins, and nucleic acids created, needed, and used by plants and animals, this form of nitrogen cannot be used by plants or animals. In order for plants and animals to be able to use nitrogen, it has to be changed or fixed. Nitrogen is naturally fixed in two ways. One of these ways is lightning, which occurs in the atmosphere. Nitrogen is also fixed by certain bacteria found in the soil, the water, and special nodules on the roots of some plants. This bacteria is known as nitrogen-fixing bacteria. In a process known as nitrogen fixation, the bacteria combine nitrogen gas with hydrogen to form ammonia. The bacteria use some of the ammonia they create, but they also release some of it into the soil and water where they live. Some of the ammonia is converted into ammonium ions, which plants can take up through their roots and use as a source of nitrogen. Bacteria in the soil also use some of the ammonia and ammonium ions to create nitrate ions through a process known as nitrification. Plants can easily take up nitrate ions and use them as a source of nitrogen that can be used to create vitamins, proteins, and nucleic acids. Animals then consume the plants or other animals that have eaten plants, supplying them with nitrogen their bodies can use to make proteins and nucleic acids. Plants and animals return nitrogen to their environment in several ways. While these organisms are alive, leaves, skin, hair, etc. that leave the organisms serve as one way that the organisms return nitrogen to the environment. These organisms also return nitrogen to the environment as waste. Finally, when these organisms die, the nitrogen in their bodies is returned to the environment. When nitrogen is returned to the environment by plants and animals, certain decomposer bacteria convert the nitrogen found in proteins and nucleic acids of the organisms back into ammonia and ammonium ions through a process known as ammonification. In the soil at the bottom of bodies of water, certain bacteria perform a process known as denitrification, which transforms ammonia and ammonium ions back into nitrate ions and then into nitrogen gas and nitrous oxide gas, which are released back into the atmosphere. Humans interfere with nitrogen's natural cycle in numerous ways. One major way is by burning fuels at high temperatures because this causes nitrogen gas and oxygen gas to combine, releasing nitric oxide. In the atmosphere, nitric oxide commonly becomes nitrogen dioxide gas and nitric acid vapor, which are components of acid rain. Another way humans interfere with the nitrogen cycle is by adding commercial fertilizers to the soil. Anaerobic bacteria turn nitrogen in this fertilizer into nitrous oxide, which is a greenhouse gas that contributes to the warming of the atmosphere. Nitrous oxide is also said to deplete stratospheric ozone, which makes up the ozone layer that blocks much of the sun's ultraviolet radiation from reaching the Earth's surface. Humans also prematurely release large quantities of nitrogen into the atmosphere from the soil and plants by destroying forests, grasslands, and other natural terrestrial environments. Sewage and runoff from fertilizer use introduces excess nitrates into aquatic environments, which causes unsafe increases in populations of organisms such as algae. Humans also remove nitrogen from the soil by burning land to clear it for farming, irrigating crops, which washes nitrates out of the soil, and farming nitrogen-rich crops. In total, humans are removing too much nitrogen from terrestrial environments and introducing too much nitrogen into the air and water too quickly.